Hey guys, so in this video, I'm going to teach you a technique, pretty much a self-working technique to control a selection pretty much anywhere you want to in the deck. So this move that I'm going to be teaching you is sort of my own handling and presentation on an old thing called the Recalculated Cut by Robin Robertson and Peter Duffy out of the book Diamonds from Coal, which is in the Card Conspiracy trilogy. It's a fantastic set of books, and I highly recommend those. Now, this recalculated cut is, of course, inspired from Carl Fulvis's Calculated Cut, which in turn was inspired by Simon Aronson's wonderful undue influence procedure. But at the end of the day, this is all stemmed from Gene Fennell's free cut principle. So having the history out of the way in the credits, let's take a look at what's happening here. Now, what I'm going to do is demonstrate a trick that you can do with this, and after I do that trick, I'll explain the technique and the trick in that order. Okay, so here's a trick that I like to do with this principle here. So let's say I had somebody here, and I would have them say stop as I start putting cards down somewhere for their card, okay? So when they do say stop, they look at their card and remember it, okay? So now I would have them maybe cut about this many cards here and put them on top there to bury their card. They can even mix them first if they want to, mix these around a little bit and put these on here and square them all up. Now, what I'm going to do is try to find your card in a way that's very unique. Now, I've been practicing this for a while, so what I'm going to do is actually count some cards in a way that you may have never seen before. Okay, so, but I like to have a challenge, so nothing too close to the top or the bottom. So maybe somewhere, in the middle, maybe something like 10 and between maybe 20 and 30 is good. All right, so give me a number, say between 20 and 30. So they do. I don't have somebody here, so I'll use my phone. Hey Siri, give me a number between 20 and 30.
The answer is 26.
It's 26. So what I would do is, first of all, people like to sometimes deal from the top like this, very slowly. Sometimes they can sneak you and sneak a card from the bottom of the deck like this when you're not watching. But I don't do that. I don't do that at all. And in fact, what I'll do is, if you want to use your imagination real quick, what I'll do is I'll dead cut to your card like this and throw it at your number as I drop cards. Like, that's how I count them. I count them as they drop from my hand, and I'm gonna drop your card at exactly your number, 26, as I'm counting them. Watch, here we go. Your card is now at 26. I know it's hard to believe. Check for yourself, number 26. They do that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. What was your card? They say ace of spades, and there it is, the ace of spades. All right, so let's talk about what's going on here. So I like to use a crimp. In that book, he says to use either just a hold a break or to use a crimp, and I love to use a crimp. In this case, I'm using a reverse breather crimp. If you don't know what a reverse breather crimp is, it's very common in card magic. What you basically do is you just make an upward X bend into the card like this with your fingers and your thumb, and that will allow you to cut to the card at the face of anywhere you cut. It's a very nice technique, and in my opinion, way too underused. So what you want to do is position. I will teach you how this principle works right now at position 27 down in the deck. Okay, so we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so you can see that right now this card is at position 27 in the deck. So if I break these apart, this is exactly 26, that's exactly 26. So if I have it at position 27, it's always going to be in exact relation in the upper part of the deck where the card is going to be controlled to in relation to where the crimp is. So in this case, it's at 27, so in an exact relation to this upper part, so the card is going to be controlled here, right? So if it was at 28, it would be at 25, right? Just like this in exact relation to where the crimp is versus how many cards up this will be, if that makes any sense. So if you want to control the card 24, you would do it in the 29th position, and it will be here, which will be 24, obviously. So it's third up from here and third down from here. Okay, so 29 versus 24. Okay, I think that makes sense to you. So what I did in that trick, I wanted to control it to the 25th position, so I had my crimp at number 28, and so the card in relation to that is obviously going to be at number 25 after the control. So this is face down at number 28, and we're ready to rock and roll. Now, the trick I did is my own personal handling and variation and presentation on a trick called Larry's Favorite by Larry Jennings out of his book The Card Right. And it's an amazing trick, and it's also a wonderful book, definitely worth checking out. So what you do is you start dealing cards down like this and have somebody say stop, okay? So, or you can just have them just choose a card from the upper part of the deck. As long as they don't go past the middle part, past 27, you're good, all right? So they can just touch a card, let's say the queen, just keep a break above it like this as you close up. So you're going to cut everything above the break down to the table. So here's your card right here. Now you just simply cut to the crimp like this, and then you slap these on, then slap two more on top. And obviously this is going to be the cards you need to complete the free cut principle. So if this was 26 cards, their card would be at 27. But I always like to have the audience involved in having them do a task and having cards in their hand and doing something. I think it enhances the impossibility of what's going on, since a part of it is out of my control, out of my hands, right? So my solution to that is dealing cards face down like this and having them say stop somewhere. Now when they do, I just show them their card they stopped on, in this case the King of Hearts. And I'll leave this face up so we can see it. Now with it like a gesture action, and this is an idea by Alan Ackerman called the gesture cut. I just do this, I cut at the crimp and I say, do me a favor, cut some cards maybe about this many here, just slap them onto there. And so they do that, and now there's a card right here, so I asked them if they want to, they can shuffle these up, and shuffling these cards makes no difference. It's not going to alter the trick, but I like to, implant false memories, and later on, after everything is done, I say, remember, you shuffled those cards up. I had no control over that whatsoever, blah, blah, blah. But these don't matter. These cards don't matter, right? So they put these on, they take the rest and shuffle those and put those on. At this point, the card is at 25. So we take a look. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the reason why I want it at 25 is because in the Larry's Favorite trick, he had it at position 15. But doing it at 25 is the same math and it's the same trick. You're just, it's deeper down in the deck. So what you do is you say, look, I've been practicing a new way of counting cards. Would you like to see it? If they say yes, then you move on. If they say no, then you go to somebody else and try to show them this trick, okay? So what you do is you say, look, give me a number. Too close to the top is too easy, and too close to the bottom is too easy. Give me somewhere but in the middle, say between, 20 and 30. So let's go through all the possibilities of what you need to do in order to position their card at their number. So we know right now that their card is at number 25. That's always the constant. So if they say 25, you're perfect. You do nothing. So it's either going to be very simple subtraction or addition, okay? So if they say anything below 25, let's say they say 24. You know it's at 25, so you just remove one. You have to displace one card, okay? So here's the ruse to displace the cards. You say some people count like this. Some people count from the top like this very slowly. Some people count from the bottom like this to try to sneak you out. And here, by doing this demonstration of how people count, I'm displacing the top card, and the bottom card doesn't matter, obviously. So by doing this little demonstration, I've removed one card from the 25, so now their card's at 24 by placing the cards on top of that. If they wanted 23, it also is very simple. So 25 to take away 23 is obviously 2. Okay, so you have to displace 2 cards now for it to be at 23. So you do 2 tops. Some people count like this. Like some people go from the top. Some people go from the bottom to try to sneak you out. And it doesn't matter how many bottoms you do. It's just in your demonstration. So now by displacing the 2 top cards and putting these on top, their card is now at 23. If it's anything above 25, you just do simple addition, okay? So in that case, it was 26. So what I did is some people count like this from the top. Sometimes they do it from the bottom like this. And I just put these on top, adding 1 card to it for it to be at 26. If they say 27, obviously you get the idea. By now you do 2 bottoms, all right? So some people count like this off the top. Some people try to sneak you out and do cards from the bottom. So I do 2 bottoms and then put these on top like this. And obviously the tops don't matter. Only the bottoms count in this case, putting them on top. So if it's anything below 25, you displace them from the top. Anything over 25, you add them to the top from the bottom. Alright, so let's say in this example they do say 27. I put my 2 cards on top in the dealing demonstration for it to be at 27. And now I like to play like a little game of imagination with the person. I say, people count like that, blah, blah, blah. But let's try to use our imagination. You said 27, right? What if I just dead cut to your card? And here, you just cut a little bit of cards, okay? So anything above their number, right? So what if I just dead cut to your card? You use your imagination, all right? What if this was really your card? And then you say, look, now I just have to put your card at your number by counting how I do. And this is what I do. I just let them fall from my thumb, and each time they fall from my thumb, I'm counting them 1 by 1. So if I counted 27 cards, and if this was your card and threw it at exactly 27, that would be a miracle. And that's exactly what you do, but you want to actually estimate less than their number, in this case 27. Very easy to manage. So you just take this, start dribbling, and toss it anywhere above 27, as long as it looks reasonable, right? So square these up and give these to them to count to their number 27, and there their card will be. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I failed to mention that if you have the crimp at 26, it's going to be at 27, obviously. So if you want to deeper down the deck, if it was at 25, the selection would end up at 27, and so on, right? So here's an idea to get it on top of the deck if you want to. If you know how to do a Faro shuffle, this is exactly what I did in my video, the ABCs of sleight of hand, when I called it the quad cut. This is what I did there. So I had my crimp at 26 and had a card selected like this. Let's say I chose the Queen of Spades in this case. So I cut above the selection, cut at the crimp. All right, so cut some of these and cut some of those. So now the card is positioned at number 27. So I did a Faro shuffle, cutting exactly at 26. So right there is the queen. So I did my Faro shuffle, just making sure that the queen fell last, and did a Faro, and then there it is on top. So, expanding from that idea, here's a way you can position the card anywhere, pretty much anywhere in the deck you want to, using a simple Faro shuffle. Okay, so let's say I want the card 5 from top of the deck for some reason. I would have my crimp at number 24, and these are just mathematics, so you'll have to play around with yourself and just play around with it to come up with where the card will go. Okay, so for 5 down, it'll be 24 from top. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4. So now, when they say stop, we do everything like normal. All right, it will show them the card, the King of Diamonds in this case. I do my gesture cut about half of these like this. They do shuffle these around, and look at how fair this is. And especially after I do my Faro shuffle, there's no way in their mind that I could have controlled something. Okay, so as long as I cut at 26 perfectly like this, which I didn't, and the upper half goes under the top card here, so it's going to be an in Faro shuffle. That card, the King of Diamonds, is going to be at number 5. Okay, so like this, Oh, sorry, that was an out Faro shuffle. So we're like this, perfect. And now the king of diamonds will be at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lots of things you can do with this concept. Okay, so play around with it and see what you can come up with. Lots of options for card any numbers. Lots of options for spelling tricks. Lots of options for really anything you want to do, given the desired position of card in the deck. So just use your imagination, see what you can come up with.